All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be tackling a pretty significant shift, I think, in global finance, and that is the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, integrating cryptocurrencies into their global economic reporting framework. And this basically signifies, it's a major global financial institution formally recognizing that cryptocurrencies are becoming a factor in how the health and the stability of the global economy are assessed. And that has implications for pretty much everyone connected to the financial system. So our mission today is to understand what this integration really means and why it matters.
You know, I think what's so fascinating about this is the sheer scale. I mean, we're talking about the IMF here. Yeah. The IMF sets the standard for how countries report on their economies. And for them to bring cryptocurrencies into this framework signals a pretty fundamental change in perspective. It's no longer, a fringe topic or something that is just kind of happening on the side.
Yeah.
This is, they're taking it seriously.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. So for years, crypto kind of felt like this separate world almost. It's kind of doing its own thing. And now the IMF, which again is all about international financial stability, is paying close attention. Why is this more than just them keeping an eye on things? Like, what are the real world consequences for someone like, you listening to this? What are the implications?
Well, if you kind of connect this to the bigger picture, the IMF's primary concern is systemic risk.
Right.
By including cryptocurrencies in their reporting, they're acknowledging the potential for these digital assets to impact global financial stability. So think about it. If a significant portion of global wealth is held in, let's say, volatile crypto assets,
right,
that can have ripple effects across traditional markets.
Yeah.
Their analysis of this data will likely inform policy recommendations to member countries, which could in turn affect how easily you can interact with cryptocurrencies.
Okay, so I just want to kind of clarify something. When you say global economic reporting framework, are we talking about things like balance of payments or GDP calculations?
Right.
How would crypto data even get factored into something like that?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It seems complicated.
It is. And I think, while the exact methodologies are still evolving, we can expect the IMF to be looking at things like cross-border crypto flows, the size and concentration of crypto holdings within nations, and also the interconnectedness between crypto markets and traditional financial institutions.
Okay.
So for example, they might track how much stablecoin usage there is in, let's say, international trade or investment.
Okay, so building on that then, the kind of data they'll be looking at is where things get really intriguing to me, at least.
Yeah.
It's not just like, the price of Bitcoin going up or down.
Exactly.
What are some of the specific aspects of crypto activity that you think will be under their microscope?
Well, what's fascinating here is that they'll likely be trying to understand the underlying economic activity facilitated by cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
So this would include things like decentralized finance, DeFi lending and borrowing, the use of crypto in remittances, and the potential for tax evasion or illicit finance. Identifying these patterns is crucial for assessing potential risks and also opportunities.
Yeah.
For example, are large DeFi platforms creating interconnected risks similar to traditional banks?
So it sounds like the IMF's move here isn't just about gathering data. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of how this new asset class functions within the global economic landscape. It kind of feels like a significant step towards legitimizing crypto, but also potentially paving the way for more regulation.
Exactly. Yeah, this increased scrutiny, while perhaps bringing more mainstream acceptance to the crypto space, also opens the door for more informed discussions about regulation and risk management on a global scale. The data they collect and analyze will likely shape future policy decisions at the national and international levels.
Okay, so to kind of summarize everything we talked about here, the IMF integrating cryptocurrencies into their global economic reporting framework really is, it's a major step. It signifies a real acknowledgement of their growing importance and will definitely shape how we understand and manage global economic stability and potential risks going forward.
Precisely. And this leads us to, I think, a final provocative thought for you listening. Consider how this increased scrutiny and data collection by a major global institution like the IMF might shape the future regulation and adoption of cryptocurrencies. What new insights or challenges might arise from this integration? I think it's a development with far-reaching potential consequences worth considering.
Absolutely. Okay, well, that's all the time we have for the deep dive today, but thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.